Dad, looking through your office, we discovered your great appreciation for many things, such as sports, education, and family.
We had the opportunity to talk with some of your friends, family, and colleagues.
And we realized that you're not always the big, tough guy you seem to be.
You really have a soft side that we want other people to see.
And tonight we're going to take you back to where your life began
and walk you through your field of dreams. Richard Thomas Nizak was born on October 24, 1962, to Dick and Fran Sniscak.
Well, Rich, we were very blessed to have Rich as a young boy. We always thought that he had wanted a brother and sister, and also we did too, but that wasn't God's plan, so we just had Rich, and he was our special gift.
He is the person he is today because of his hardworking and loving parents. They instilled a lot of values in him that have made him so successful.
Mom and Dad Sniscak did a lot of things right in creating in Rich a commitment to hard work, a dedication to purpose. He has this sense of loyalty. It's loyalty to purpose and it's loyalty to person that is intriguing, because loyalty is an attribute in short supply.
My dad was not always the big, strong athlete you know him as. In middle school, there was a time where he was being picked on a little bit.
12 or 13-year-old going into 7th grade, he was frail, he was thin, and he wasn't very strong looking, and he really wasn't growing at that time yet. And he was small in stature, and he went to 7th grade. He was being picked on and bullied by the individuals in the school. And I told him then, I said, hey, you fight for yourself. I said, regardless of what happens, I said, you let them know that it's not going to be. And you stand up for what's yours. And so he did. Then he took it a step further and he started picking on the same guys who were picking on him.
My dad was quite the athlete while he was growing up. He started playing baseball, football, and basketball when he was young and continued to play them all throughout high school at Deereth.
Back in our baseball playing days, and I know these stories come up all the time when we get together, but Rich was pitching and I was playing second base, and there was a ball hit up the middle. Of course, he missed it. It went right by him. I made a diving play on the other side of shortstop, I believe, on the other side of second base. I scrambled to throw the ball and didn't get the runner in time. But of course, to this day, he still reminds me how I ruined his no-hitter along the way. And he'll never let me live that one down, I think, as far as we live together.
The most hyped up game of the year was the Deereth vs. Allen football game, where my dad was quarterback for Deereth and his father head coached for Allen.
That whole week for the Allen-Deereth game was very exciting. Well, they're both very competitive. There is no way getting away from that. At halftime of the game, I'll never forget this, I sat on the first half on the Allen side, and then at halftime they announced that I was going to go to the other side of the stadium and sit on the Deereth side.
Well, it was a tough game, and we were down less than a touchdown, and it was near the end of the game, and we spotted an opening deep in, and it was in the end zone. And we threw the ball, of course, and Rich came out away from his position, and actually he intercepted the ball in the end zone for him, and that was just about the end of the game then.
After he graduated, he decided to attend college at the Citadel on a scholarship for football.
As Rich went on, he went to the Citadel, which was military, and matter of fact, one of his classmates, one of our tackles, Tarek Haddad, went with him down there. They both played down there. He did attribute a lot of success with the military training and regimentation that you do get from that type of situation. He had a great career down there. Matter of fact, I saw him play against the Navy once or twice that I know that I was down, took a bus trip down.
So when he went to the Citadel, he had to leave in August, and he also had the military part of it besides the academics and the football. And he called us when he was able to call us, which was like about a month and a half later, and he said, "Mom," he says, "I was such a good kid." He says, "I don't know why I came to the Citadel." He said, I don't like it. I'm going to go to Lehigh." He was giving us all kind of grief about this. And his father said, "Well, Rich, you made this decision. This was your choice. We'll talk about it when you get home." And that wasn't until Christmas. Well, when he came home at Christmas, we never had to talk about it.
After college, my dad came back to Allentown to coach and teach math.
Rich and I were in high school together, and as a matter of fact, we were in the same cooking class, and we hung out in study halls too. And then our paths crossed a few years later when we were teaching together. We both got teaching jobs at Deerhoff High School.
He also picked up a job as a baseball coach at Deerhoff High School, his alma mater.
As we went on there, he was assistant football coach, and in a year or two after that, he actually became the head baseball coach. And doesn't Rich Sniscak wins a district title, which Deerhoff never had before. That was about in the late 80s.
While back in his hometown, my dad met the love of his life, our mom, Michelle. They dated for over a year and were married on August 2nd, 1986.
We knew each other way back in high school. We were not classmates. He was a year older than I was, but he was the football player and I was the cheerleader, and I was probably one of his biggest fans then as I am now.
Our son had dated many girls and brought many home, and here he brings in Michelle. And we sat here and we talked with her and we enjoyed her. And when they left, I said to my husband, I said, "That's the girl he's going to marry."
Together, they had 3 wonderful, loving, kind, and perfect children, RJ, Lauren, and Courtney.
And I try to follow in his footsteps because I know that the things he does are, the right things, and he's a great role model for me.
From there, he took on a dream as head football coach at Allen High School, bringing his dad out of retirement to coach with him.
We were teachers at William Allen High School. He came over to Allen as a math teacher and head football coach, and proceeded to turn around a program and change the whole attitude within the school as a result.
When Rich was coaching at Allen, the kids were younger then, and I think it was for a district playoff game, or trying to make it to a district playoff game. If they won, Rich said that he would shave his head.
Asked me after the 3rd game of the year, they said, "Coach, if we make it to districts, would you do us one favor and shave your head?" Well, I did my part. Now I want them to do theirs. It's time to become a champion. We need everybody's support.
Then an opportunity arrives for my dad to take a position at Parkland High School as a head football coach.
Bob Steckman and I had sons going through Parkland's football program at about the same time. Parkland was looking for a new football coach and athletic director. And Bob Steckel came to me one day. We were active in the Parkland Football Booster Club at the time. And he came to me one day and said, "Dobes," he said, "I got the perfect guy for the job." He said, "I'm telling you," he said, "they'll name the stadium after him." He said, "Rich Sniscak, he's the perfect guy for the job."
When Parkland called and he came here as the athletic director and head football coach, we missed him. I mean, it was a big void for us, but I knew it was Parkland's game. I knew that he would come to Parkland and bring the same sense of dedication and commitment to doing the very, very best they could athletically, academically, and I think he had a real positive impact on the culture of our school.
Like when I was coming, it was funny because when I was coming up in the high school, I heard rumors. I heard Coach Nizak. He doesn't mess around. He's a tough guy, and you heard all these Darth Vader stories about him, but when I got to know him, I kind of understand why he was like that, because he was very driven. He always, You know, he wanted to achieve greatness. You know, he saw greatness in me, and he saw greatness in his other players, and he would always try to pull that out of them. You know, he wanted them to stay focused and stay focused about football, and of course stay focused about school. And he was just a no-nonsense guy. You know, he believed that if you were always on a straight and narrow, then you would be successful. And so a lot of times they say he was stern and hard and strict, but it was because he wanted you to achieve goals that you set for yourself.
He was later offered the job of athletic director.
He has this whatever it takes philosophy. And what I would find is that while he wanted to be AD and football coach, and there's always that concern, could you do justice to both jobs simultaneously? He made up his mind that he would show any doubter that he could. And quite frankly, it was his initiative as athletic director that I believe has allowed all of the ships to rise with the tide at Parkland, because the athletic program wasn't always a successful part of our program.
After 7 years of coaching at Parkland, it was time for my dad to move on and become the principal of Parkland. Although it was difficult for him to leave the game he grew to love, it was necessary in order to take the next step in his career.
I remember when we made the decision to recommend him to be principal, and we talked about him at the time in terms of having so much potential to be a great principal, and it was a little bit of an unorthodox path to the principalship, but we, Dr. McCartney and I just knew that he had the right attributes to be a great principal, and 8 years later he certainly has proved to be the strong leader that we knew that he would be.
And it seems like every decision that he made was the right decision for him. And he came into a position, took charge, and really made a difference. And I feel that that's what he did at Parkland High School, whether it be as athletic director, as football coach, or as principal.
Now he's saying goodbye to the halls of Parkland High School and will be handling Parkland from a new perspective as the district's new assistant superintendent.
I can't think of anyone better qualified than Rich, or more deserving, to be an assistant superintendent in the Parkland School District.
The downside is we have to move him out of the high school, and I know there's some mixed feelings about that, but yeah, you can't hold back good people, and I think that he is just a natural leader, and I'm personally very excited to be able to work with him in a different capacity.
Rich has had just such a positive influence on all of those people around him. And now that he's moving on to this next position, I'm sure it's the right choice for him, and he will have the same positive impact district-wide for Parkland School District, and that's real exciting.
It seems like every 7 years I said to him, it seems like he needs a change. And that's how it has progressed during his career. And then when he now is going to be the assistant superintendent of the Parkland School District, I said, well, Rich, I said, here's another 7 years that went by. He said, but Mom, this time it's 8.
Through everything that you have accomplished, you've inspired us, as well as many other people.
Dad, there's no doubt that you have what it takes to be the best man for the job.
He always just wanted me to be the best I could be, you know, whether it was on the field or off the field academically. He always just wanted me to just achieve the highest success I could achieve, and you know, and that's where I think that was just his natural character, because that's, you know, as we can see today, that's the type of person he is.
I have to say, as a player, I didn't really learn a lot from him along the way, because naturally I was better than he was. So, but as a coach, I have to say he's second to none. His organizational skills, his people skills, just coaching, his dedication to everything, he's second to none. If you find somebody out there that's more dedicated than he is to anything that he does, I'd certainly like to know who they are. But
let me say that no individual is without shortcomings, and Rich Sniscak's not exonerated. He certainly has what I consider to be a major flaw. He is a Los Angeles Lakers basketball fan, and inasmuch I find that detestable.
Dad, it was amazing to see how different people have helped to mold you into the person you have become, and how many lives you have touched while reaching your dreams. What we're trying to say here is that we're proud of everything you have accomplished in your life, and thank you for all of the valuable lessons that you've taught us. Dad, congratulations on your new position as Assistant Superintendent. I love you.
Congratulations, and I'm sorry that I haven't been home most of the time to come to all the events, but I know you're going to do a great job, and I'm really proud of you.
I know that Parkland is definitely in better hands than they were before, with somebody of your caliber here to help run the show. So a big congratulations, and next time we're out together for dinner, it's my turn to buy.
Coach Nizak, I just want to thank you for always being supportive of me throughout my high school, college, and professional career. Thank you for being always a father figure and a mentor and a person who I could always look to for advice. And I just wish you so much success as in your new step, in the next step of your life and your new career. And I just want to tell you, let you know how proud I am of you and how proud I am to know you. And just wish you much success in your career.
Rich, congratulations. You're the man for the job. You're a great friend and a great asset, a great attribute. And Parkland School District, the best day in Parkland School District history is when you came to work there.